Hey guys, Billy here, and I'm going to be doing a VoD review of a 15 Plaguefall. Reason I'm doing a voiceover VoD review like this is, you guys can kind of see what's going on through my head while I'm doing this. Yep, let's jump in, let's get started here. Yeah, the talents, you can see I'm going to be running the same talents up on the top left. My talents are up here, my stats are right here. If you want to see what I'm running, you can see it. As you can see, my finger, I have a Firestorm crafted. So this first pull, we're going to pull 3 mobs. These 3 mobs with this big mob. I don't combust instantly because I kind of want everything to be together, and then once it's all together, I'll throw my combust out. Kind of got my positioning controlled. I wanted to make sure everything was hitting, so I kind of blinked over and dropped my rune. It happens. I could have placed my rune better, but I wanted to assure that my shifting power is right. So yeah, once everything's below 30%, we're gonna be hitting the scorch, getting the flame strikes out. Very good. These mobs, they actually cast a spell called Wondergrow, and if it goes off, you can spell steal it for 20% damage. That's if your team lets it go off, though. My team, they opted to kick it because I guess I didn't tell them, but it's okay. So these mobs, one thing that's very good that fire can do is these mobs, I think it's called Fungi Storm. You'll see right here. It spins pulsing AoE. It does a lot of AoE to your team. Fire Mage can stop it with that right there. Fire Mage can stop that with Dragon's Breath. That spell that they just cast right there. So fire is actually pretty useful here sometimes. Because you can control your group by stopping that, right? So yeah. This is a 3-target pull, so you know this is not the best kind of pull for a fire mage, but it's Shadowlands. The pulls are a lot smaller, so we're gonna have to deal with it for now. But I guess yeah. So this pull that pull I didn't have combust, did tank damage, but this pull I do have combust. We're gonna open that combust, Phoenix Flames, Fire Blast, Flame Strike, Fire Blast instantly. I get a proc right here. I get a Firestorm proc. As you can see, this is my Firestorm Mikora. I got a proc, so I delayed my combust and Flame Strike a couple times, and then shifting powered at the end. I also made sure I Fire Blasted at the very end of my Flame Strike, or my combust, excuse me, so that, you know, the Infernal Cascade Conduit lingers over. Right there, that mob, he casted Fungi Storm, and Dragon's Breath actually stopped that. Dragon's Breath is actually used on AoE for damage, so it is efficient for you to use Dragon's Breath on cooldown, so using it to stop as well, to stop like any dangerous cast, is also like it's really good value, right? So yeah, this room, I do not have combustion here. So we are going to not pull as big. It looks like we're not going to pull as big. The Hunter might have True Shot. We'll see. I think he does. Regardless, this is me, no cooldowns, but you know, as soon as I see that mob below 30%, we're scorching him. You're gonna be scorching him. This is bursting. So as you can see, these mobs actually burst. So like, if you pull all of them at once, you gotta blow them up instantly and immune, or else you're probably gonna have time. So I'm gonna throw my combust at these mobs. It is good to combust these mobs. Fire Mage is not target capped. You do a lot of damage here. I pulled aggro here, so I mean that's okay because I'm combusting, right? I'd assume to pull aggro there. I didn't have Mirror's Image up, so I'm gonna pull aggro naturally. I pressed escape there because I wanted to stop target to because you can see that the bursting is getting crazy. So I just kind of try to stop hitting the mobs. I don't want bursting to kill us. And then hey, we survive. No deaths so far. It's going good. So this mob could be the main reason as to why you would play Ring of Frost in this dungeon. And I'll show these mobs that you see on the right. If you're a fire mage, you actually have a lot of control over these mobs. So, if you want to, you can see right here, Ring of Frost is very useful. This is one dungeon that I would probably always take Ring of Frost in, just because of this room right here. you can kind of like, it's really big CC. As a fire mage, you have Nova, Frost Nova, Dragonsmith, and Ring of Frost to all help contribute to stopping those mobs from hitting. Because when those mobs reach this mob right here, the little slimes, as you'll see right here, they will heal. So right here, I use my Combust. Even though it's single target, I will use my Combust here. Reason being is it's 19%, which means that the Prideful is going to spawn. Which means I will have time to reset my Combust on the Prideful. So using, like, I would advise not to hold Combust in the situation because you want to put it on cooldown. And you always gotta think, if Prideful is coming up, think of Prideful as a way to reset your Combust sometimes. Like, unless you're doing like single target pull, single target pull, single target pull, and like obviously you're combusting one of those. Not right here, it's pretty much my time to recharge Combust for this lust on the boss. So Mage is actually very, very good at Prideful. Alter Time is by far the best spell for switch to overall damage here. Yeah, Alter Time is by far the best spell for Prideful. It's a 1 minute cooldown, so like there's like a high chance you have it up every single time. It looks like our paladin does die. I think I want to go res him, but yeah, it looks like we are almost wiping here. But I cauterized, used the block. I barely survived. I have this toy. It's called Gnomish Army Knife, and I use it to res my healer right here. Go back to that real quick. See what that's called real quick. Just so you guys can see, right? It's called the Ultimate Gnomish Army Knife, as you can see right there. It has a chance to res out of combat, of course. It has a chance to res your partner, and without costing a B-res. He died, we'll cast that res. Out of combat, of course. It's out of combat, and it's you get it through engineering. I would if you're looking to push Mythic Plus, I would recommend getting it. Actually, very good. So here we open up. You know, we don't have potion up, but it's fine. We're gonna press everything. We're gonna press Lust, Combust. I press Alter Timer because he knocks you back. I want to snap back into my rune with Alter Time. If that's up, you want to use it there for sure. He's a frontal right here, so we're gonna blink right out of that. We're gonna try to walk back on our rune though. We're getting a lot of crits, so we're just gonna chain fire less pyro. This first big slime that comes out, it's going to get trapped by the hunter, which means we don't need to worry about it. And then what our strat was is we're gonna try to we're not gonna touch these little ads. We're gonna try to just keep them CC'd. But he blinds them, but I don't think he should have done that. But then I Nova all three of them. Nerf will fear Demon Hunter Fear Sigil. You can see on my nameplates right there that they are feared for 13 more seconds. I don't need to worry about them for that time. At this point, my Combust is up. We're gonna press it because we need to burn the boss. I'm pressing it because our strat is to burn the boss without dealing with these ads. We're pretty much on a timer. So popping Combust here is very good. I use Alter Time, like I mentioned before. Snap myself back in my position. The mob stops casting, so I DB him to get close. It's gonna be fine. I can Nova them. But once they're Nova'd, we have a lot of time. After that, yeah, just throw a random. The boss is about to die, so just use every button you have. Ring of Frost, like I said, Ring of Frost, Dragon's Breath, Frost Nova. Yeah, the boss will die there. We are blasting the boss, so that's good. I use 2 Combust on this boss. So we're gonna. These packs, they kind of kill themselves. It's really one really cool thing. They drop a green circle and this is a frontal like that. Like, see that green circle? That will kill itself. I did get knocked up on my shifting power. That's just learn from me, and you know, sometimes volcanic, it can get you. It happens to everyone. Mob hits below 30%, instantly swapping a scorch. They're all fleeing, so I'm kind of calling to my team like, hey, these mobs are fleeing. Like, we need to stop them. So Nerf is gonna hit this one over here. We're fine. The mobs, they didn't go too far. They didn't pull any extra mobs. We're fine. He has a frontal festering belch, as you can see on my nameplate. We'll step These mobs need to be ran over because they do infinite damage. But you can also disorient them. Just like this, I will disorient them. I disorient them with Ring of Frost. So if you can Dragon's Breath them if it's up, you can Ring of Frost them if it's up. But if that cast goes off, that those little slimes are doing, little oozes will come, and it's a huge time waste. So right here, I will pre-Mirror's Image to protect myself from aggro. Do our standard combust. Phoenix Flames, Fire Rust Flame Strike a couple times, then cast Shifting Power. Continue doing it one more time. And of course, Dragon's Breath at the end. Dragon's Breath will fit into that little Infernal Cascade window that you have lingering after combust. So yeah, Dragon's Breath should be used. That's my Firestorm proccing right there, which means I can just spam whatever. They're all gonna die though, because the green circle, that bomb, it friendly fire, so they kill themselves. So yeah, no combust here, but it's fine. Once again, these mobs, they kind of just suicide, so yeah. So I actually got a Firestorm proc right here, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, like I said, there's a dot you can see right here. This dot right here, it makes them, it does so much damage to them. So always keep that in mind. Whenever you're doing fire, like Mythic Plus on fire, you want to like put a counter in your head of how long a pack will live. Try to like constantly update that timer in your head. No combust here. But my Hunter, as you can see by the meters, my Hunter is popping cooldowns. So that means I know to hold my cooldowns, because using it right here could be a waste. I would get less uptime on my damage if I used it probably. Because the Hunter is blowing the pack up. So sometimes you gotta keep that in mind. Like if it's a big pack, you press your cooldown, but if it's a small pack and someone else is popping cooldowns, probably like, I could probably hold my cooldowns. Right here, my Mirror's Image comes up just in time. Mirror's Image once again to protect my aggro. I'm going to do the same cost we always do. Throw out 2 Flame Strikes, Shifting Power in the middle of it, and then just continue doing the same thing. It's kind of the same combust every time, and it does a lot of damage. And if Shifting Power's up, there's like no way you do bad damage, right? It's good damage. This dungeon is a lot of 3 pulls back to back. So there's no like crazy big pull you can do in this pack. That's good. So in this pull, it's Prideful now, right? So I can recharge my combustion, and that's gonna be the main goal right here. We don't have big damage for it, but we do get a Rune of Power and Firestorm proc, which means my damage might actually be okay for it. Procs can always help. If Rune of Power is up, I would suggest using Rune of Power all the time. So. Yeah, it looks like I use a double Fire Blast because I'm nearing execute, so I can just Scorch forever now. Scorching forever. Our strat is to shroud the next pack, so, and if you step into the water over here, it gives you a dot. So we're gonna cross this little river, wait for our dot, and then shroud this pack, because this trash is kind of like hard, right? And it's like weirdly placed. So we're gonna wait for our debuff to fall. I see Nico's a debuff. Waiting for Nico, checking everyone. His debuff is gone. We're gonna go ahead and shroud. He's gonna distract right, of course, protect us. And then we're gonna, we're gonna pull these 2 into the tentacle. And this tentacle is actually very dangerous, so I'm going to opt into Pyroblast combusting, but it's AoE, so I can still Shifting Power and cleave everything. But because this mob is scary, I want it to die. I want that tentacle to die instantly, because I don't know if you've ever done that mob, but that mob is very, very annoying. I want it to die as fast as possible, so I'm gonna priority combust it down. These guys, when that little timer finishes, that's when the green bomb circle appears, and it should in fact kill everything around it. So that will go ahead and die. It looks like our melee has fallen, but it's okay. Ellesmere is casting a res. He's casting a mass res. We got lucky that didn't get canceled because Nerf got in combat at the same time, but we're just lucky that didn't get canceled. That's good. So, technically you could be padding and flame striking here, but if you're trying to like be team player, efficient, not a huge patter, you want to be just single targeting him down, prioritizing him down. These mobs you should actually run away from because they actually just die in like once that timer finishes, they die. So we shouldn't even be hitting them. We should just leave them away and run. Like once that main guy dies, just go forward with the dungeon, right? These packs have 2 casters, so me and the hunter will kick one each to bring them in. So I kick that one, the hunter kicks the other one. They're in the pack now, safe and sound. I have combust, so I'm gonna do that same combust I'm always doing. 2 flame strikes, shifting power, boom, boom. A lot of this dungeon I do not like because there's a lot of 3 packs. I wish there was more mobs to pull. You know what I mean? I think you might know what I mean. I wish there was more packs to pull personally, but it is what it is. I'm also not a fan of the green scenery, the plague scenery, whatever it is. So this pack is 2 slimes and a plague binder. Plague binder is casting fire, so I'm gonna kick it in, of course. I think the hunter kicked as well, so we both use our kick there, but it's fine. Is you know we'll be fine. If I think something bad's gonna happen, I will save DB. Like right there, I DB'd because no kicks were up. Now our kicks, me and the hunter's kicks are back, so we can look at something if we need to. If it's looking dangerous, I get a firestorm proc. Actually, a lucky proc. I see it no matter what health is. I see a mob at 20 or below 30%. That pestilence slime right there, I'm scorching it. So the way this route is, we're at 58%. The next pull is Prideful, right? I have Combust. The next pull is Prideful. We're gonna pull this 2-pack, and and it's gonna be Prideful. So that means I can pull this 2-pack, combust it, and recharge my combust on the Prideful. It is 2 targets, so we are going to do a single target combust into it. A Pyroblast combust. I get a Firestorm proc, so it's really good, really good. I do refresh my Blaster Master, or my Infernal Cascade, excuse me, and we're good. Power, put it on cooldown. Shifting power is affected by Rune of Power, so it is good to use in Rune of Power. I believe so, especially in multiple targets. This target, well, it's gonna die, and it's going to spawn Prideful. It's also going to spawn these little oozes that we saw earlier that I said you need to disorient. Our hunter, he goes ahead and aspect of the turtles around all of those. So nice play by him. That was the best thing you can do as a mage against those little smallies that the hunter just soaked with turtle, is to alter time and run into like 2 of them, and then alter back so that your health goes back up, right? And other than that, you can disorient them, yeah, with Ring of Frost and Dragon's Breath, yeah. So look at here. My combust has indeed recharged for this Prideful. So we're gonna, it's good, right? Make sure if there's a pull into a Prideful, I would always use your combust on that pull, because think of Prideful as a way to recharge your combust, because you're single targeting, right? And your fire blast and your pyroblasting and your fireballing, you're gonna benefit a lot more from kindling talent versus an AoE when you're flame striking, right? So, and plus, if after Prideful, you always have the damage buff, right? So it's probably your best interest to have combust with Prideful. Don't be afraid to put your combust on cooldown, guys. Do not be afraid at all to put your combust on cooldown. Okay, so yeah, this Plague Bomb needs to die. I instantly am targeting it. I think I hit escape there because I don't have a stop cast macro, so sometimes I hit escape. Very interesting, right? So this slime has to die because tanks need to keep this this slime away, because it makes everything around them take less damage, including the bomb and the boss. So initially when that bomb shows up, your tank needs to pull that slime away from the bomb slime, so that you can actually damage the bomb slime and not get blown up. So this right here, my combust is up right when you jump, so I am going to combust this thing, this plague bomb, just to put it on cooldown, do as much damage as possible. I do get a firestorm proc. That was lucky of me. My rogue actually blinded this thing away, which is really, really good. Because it's blinded, I'm gonna make sure that I'm far away so that when I shifting power, it's not gonna break. Blinding that away is good because it means you don't have to focus it down and you can just kill the boss. So if there's a way for your team not to use a dot on that slime and you can pull it away, blind it, incap it, trap it, anything, I think those are the only things that work. Blind, hunter trap, monk incap. Other than that, you need to slow it, frost nova it, or you have to actually kill it. But if you keep it blinded out there, it's a big save because then you don't have to actually kill the whole health bar of slime. So you just kill the boss and it's good. We have a big bull coming up. There is 2 targets here. We're gonna precast flame strike. We're gonna make sure we're getting melee range. First thing we're doing is we're making sure we're getting melee range because we want to be in Dragon's Breath range in case we need to. The next pull is going to be that middle stuff, and it's going to be a big pull, right? In that pull, there is a mob that drops a bubble shield. I don't know the exact name of what it's called. I'd have to look it up, but you want to either, if you don't believe in your group to stop it, I would use a DB in combustion to stop it. But you want to make sure it stops instantly. In my group, we have assigned our rogue to stop it. The Bulwark of Maldrax is right there, right here. This needs to be stopped instantly. Especially if you're combusting, right? So in my specific group, the rogue stopped it. But if you're not confident in your group stopping it, I would position yourself in such a way that you couldn't stop it yourself, because you want to make sure you're doing your most damage possible. Okay. We do pull these. These are kind of like these recharge combust packs. There's actually a lot of these. This mob casts the bubble shield too, but we stop. It's not that big of a deal when you're combusting, right? Firestorm proc out of combust, really good for when I'm trying to recharge combust. Firestorm on single target, the proc, is really good for recharging combust. So yeah, these mobs, they cast they summon all the little stealthings, and when they summon the stealthings, they are hidden until you reveal them with like flare or an AoE ability like flame strike. So right there, stealthings, he's gonna spawn them over there. I see that they're up. You can Dragon's Breath them. My hunter flares them, but I know where they spawn, so I Dragon's Breath them. Dragon's Breath will stop the leap mechanic they do, because if that goes off, it hurts. So in this pool, saving Dragon's Breath for the stealthings is pretty safe for your group. Like it kind of removes the danger. So it's really good if you do that. They will cast the stealthings. I see that they're up. I walk over there and I'll DB them. When I DB them and stop that ambush cast, they come over and they hit whoever they have aggro on. So this time it's gonna be my tank, right? But they don't do that much damage. These little stealthings, when they're auto attacking, they don't do that much damage. So it's pretty good. It's also, hitting Dragon's Breath from that many mobs is definitely a damage increase. So definitely look to do that. But it gets kind of hectic. Like my nameplates look scary, but I promise those stealthings, they do nothing. I can DB these ones. It's making it really safe for my group to. They don't have to worry about the mechanic at all. I see, look, this stealthing's meleeing me. I'm taking no damage, right? It's solid for sure. Bubble shield again. It gets blinded. Yeah, the bubble shield is really bad for your damage. Like you wanna have your group stop that. So the way this has worked right now, it's one pull till Prideful. Okay. One pull till Prideful, which means I can probably squeeze out a combust within this pack and then recharge on Prideful and then combust the boss. So in this scenario, I started this pull with 20 seconds on combust. I want to still combust this on cooldown. I'm going to combust this on cooldown. It's actually going to work out with the stealthings too, right? Stealthings are going to spawn, and I'm going to be able to shifting power them for that juicy overall DPS meters that we all know and love. So shifting power, we love this ability. I'm so glad to be in Night Fae. I am very glad to be in Night Fae in 2020. I don't really regret going Night Fae in my main personally, just because of the way shifting power feels. I'm stoked that that is ability. It's casting stealthings, but we stop with the Dragon's Breath. Very good. Okay, so we have, this is our time to recharge combust, right? Yeah, so this is where we're gonna be recharging combust. Just standard single target rotation. I use a Rune of Power, of course. If Rune of Power is up, just use it. If you're afraid of Rune of Power. Rune of Power, you just want to make sure you get a use out of it. You don't want to like hold on it. You don't want to overthink Rune of Power either. I'll be honest, I would not overthink Rune of Power at all. I would just try to hit it. So yeah, my combust, 4 seconds up. It looks like it's perfect time for my combust. Go ahead and pull the boss with that boss or with that buff. Yep. Okay, so pop my trinket, fireball combustion. Also the heating up. I will pop my 5-minute potion, so it's gonna be doing decent damage. We do get a fire spark right at the very end. Our healer almost dies. Right now, Arcane Explosion is really good to get these mobs out. So what you should do is what you should always do. And also in this fight, you want to save shifting power for this right here. In this fight, if you have combust and everything on pull, you want to combust normally, wait for the adds to come, just like I did right there, and then shifting power when the adds come, because they will do damage to the adds. So that's the best way to do damage in this boss. One of the best ways is use shifting power on the most amount of targets. Right there is perfect, right? If adds come late, Rune of Power, shifting power. Outside of combust, it's good. So adds are coming up. I'm going to alter time to snap my positioning. I'm going to run out and grab all these adds. Just run out, Arcane Explosion. Arcane Explosion, Arcane Explosion, get the last one, alter time back. And my tank can come grab them, pick them up. It will mirror's image just to make sure that my aggro does not drop. And yeah, where our combust is up, it's pretty much almost time to combust. So we are going to combust. We do get a fire sword proc instantly. I didn't think that was a very weird proc for me to get. So yeah, we're just gonna burn the boss down. At this point, yeah, you want to make you don't want to yo the boss down. Actually, you want to make sure you get all these adds. Flame strike is another option. Right there, I didn't have another blink, so I just flame striked to get the adds away. Right. As I said, once they're in, I'm gonna shifting power so that all these adds are getting hit with my shifting power. If you want to cleave these adds efficiently, these assassins on this boss, you should look to do that with Night Fae. Right there, look, my damage, not bad, and I also top boss damage. So good strat. Combust on pull, grab the adds, shifting power the adds. So right here, we're doing kind of small pulls. Like we need count, so we're gonna go over here and pick up some count. These mobs kind of scary, so we're going to 2 targets. So we're gonna be flame striking, of course. We need that 3rd slime back there, but our tank wants to kill the 1st slime first, so we're not doing too crazy because these mobs can have some like crazy casts, and tanks are a lot squishier in Shadowlands. So yeah, it is what it is. So that once that mob dies, I'm gonna go and pull this for my tank. Spell steal the pull. You could use counter spell as well, but you want to kick a mob. So, and I will use my combust on CD here because the next pack is. Like, I will find a time somewhere in that room to use a combust on AoE, so just you use it on CD, it's good. It's going to increase your overall damage a lot. You don't want to overthink your combust too much, because right now we're going to pull 2 mobs right here. You want to think what is ahead of you, right? So right here we're pulling 2 mobs, and whereas I don't want to hold combust the whole time, right? So just use it on. Don't overthink combust. Just try to use it on cooldown. So I have 40 seconds on my combustion currently. Trying to see if we get some crits, but we don't get a single crit, so we're just gonna pre-cast Flame Strike the second we can, the literal split second we can. That's all we're doing. We're just gonna hard cast Flame Strike. And just go. Look for a third. We're literally scanning our nameplates for a 30% HP mob right now. That is our main priority. We don't see one yet. We are looking for one. We're anxiously waiting. The nameplates are turning yellow, which means I am about to pull aggro. Probably means that I should have gotten out of there. Well, right there, it happens, eh? It happens. My combust comes out, but I want to wait, right? I want to wait for the next pull. The next pull is going to be my pull. It's going to be my pull that I AoE hard, right? So once this guy gets to like 67%, he will port over to the other one. And that's going to be our pack, right? We're going to run in there, we're going to mirror his image, and then do our combustion, right? Right there, mirror's image, and just combusting, right? I kind of want to stay in a little bit of range because these mobs hurt, so shifting power, boom, 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 boom. It doesn't really matter I got knocked up because I was probably gonna cancel it anyway right there because I wanted to fit in one more Phoenix Flames at the end of my combustion, right? Mob is below 30%. This means we scorch forever. We are scorching for legit ever. Yeah, all these. There's no really point of pyroblasting in this pack because these mobs, they all need to die as well. So I would never pyroblast in this pack. Like there's no argument for pyro damage here. These all need to die. So yeah, pretty much what's next on this menu? Kill everything. Prideful boss. My combust is 40 seconds. I'm not going to combust Prideful. I'm going to save my combust for on pull boss, of course, to line up with that Prideful buff. Prideful coming. Boom. We are going to use, like I said, we use Rune of Power. We don't think about it too much, right? We just throw it in there. Drop the Rune of Power. So to keep your damage competitive. I think we pulled this Plaguefall away because this Prideful away because we were nervous about VoD pulling the boss. So we were like, hey, let's just pull it back. I think because of that, I actually stepped out of my rune. It happens though. I alter time. So my health was high, so I alter timed. That's what you should do. Whenever you're in a Prideful, you could communicate with your healer when to alter time, right? Like right here, I'm taught myself alter time. It's very, very good. You should probably look to use one every single Prideful because it is a it could be a lay on hands, right? It could be a lay on hands. All right, this boss. No, you don't really want to do anything special, right? Kind of just do the same opener, but you want to make sure you combust on pull instantly, so that by the time your combust is done, you can go reposition over to where the ad is. Make sure you try not to delay your combustion too much on pull, because then you might have to if you delay like 2, 3 or 4 seconds, then you might have to actually run over it and run out of your rune, right? If you just go on pull instantly, you're gonna have a decent amount of time. In this phase, you want to try to hit a mob with Pyroblast just to reset combustion with kindling, right? But you want to be mindful of aggro the entire time. So I'm telling my team, I need to hit these. I need to fireball these mobs to kindling, right? So we do less. So this first phase we had Prideful, right? So we didn't want to lust on pull. This phase we don't have much, so I was like, hey, we should lust this pull. So we do. We lust this pull. My combust does come up, which is good. And then we're gonna be doing the standard combustion, right? We're gonna push this boss so we don't get another ad. Looks like it's going good. If we go and push the ad, all right, perfect. One more phase and we're done. Honestly, this was one of my cleanest keys. I feel like I was pretty happy with this run. We only have 3 deaths, and Plaguefall is it's definitely not the top 2 easiest dungeons. It might be up there though, but there's definitely harder ones. This mob, I've kind of aggro on blue currently, so I'm like, yo, watch my aggro on this mob, but we're good. Boss is up. We're pyroblasting. We want to farm combust back. Our goal: farm combust back, and just finish off the boss, right? Make sure you're dodging these. You have 30% scorch in this phase, so you have a lot of free movement. Combust comes up. We're yellowing the boss down. We don't even care about anything. I think people might be almost dying here. I'm not sure. But we We're just killing the boss, right? Nice. All right, we're done. That was that was the Area 52 server first achievement. Unfortunately, I did not get it, and worst of all, I got an icy propulsion. That's a frost conduit. But as you can see, they will get the achievement. I'll show you right there on this, right there, realm first for them. They get it because they're in Area 52, but you know, we do not in fact get it because me and Nikolai are on Tichondrius. So I hope this VoD review of Plaguefall / voiceover has helped narrate my point of view and what I'm doing. If it's helped, let me know down below in the comments. That's helpful to know. If I could have done something better, definitely let me know as well. So I'll see you guys later. Till next time.